Hello, good morning students. Welcome to the second part on Unit 8. Wind currents are generated due to the uneven heating on earth. These situations are, first is uneven heating between the equator and poles. See this figure. You might have learnt in geography that regions close to the equator, they get the maximum heat from the sun. The air in these regions gets warm. The warm air rises and the cooler air from the regions in the 0 to 30 degrees latitude belt on either side of the equator moves in. These winds blow from the north and south towards the equator. At the poles, the air is colder than at the latitudes about 60 degrees. The warm air at these latitudes, it rises up and the cold wind from the polar regions rushes in to take its place. In this way, the wind circulation is set up from the poles to the warmer latitudes as shown in this figure. The winds would have flown in the north-south direction from the north to south or from south to north. A change in direction is, however, it is caused by the rotation of the earth. Second is uneven heating of land and water. We have already seen that sea breeze and land breeze in chapter number 4. In summer near the equator, the land warms up faster and most of the time the temperature of the land is higher than that of the water in the oceans. So the air above the land, it gets heated and rises. This causes the winds to flow from the oceans towards the land. So these are called the monsoon winds. The word monsoon is derived from the Arabic word mosam, which means season. In winter, the direction of the wind flow gets reversed. It flows from land to ocean. See this figure 8.10. The winds from the oceans, they carry the water and bring the rain. It is a part of the water cycle. The monsoon winds carry the water and it rains. Clouds brings rain and gives us happiness. Farmers in our country, they depend mainly on rains for their harvest. There are many folk songs that are associated with the clouds and rains. However, it is not always happy ending. Rains often create some problems. In nature itself, there are certain situations that are sometimes create disasters and they pose the threat to humans, animals and plant life. Example, the two situations are thunderstorms and cyclones. We would study in detail each one of them. Thunderstorms and cyclones. Thunderstorms develop in a very hot, humid and tropical areas like India very frequently. The rising temperature, they produce a strong upward wind, rising winds. These winds carry the water droplets upward and when they freeze and they fall down again. And the swift movement of the falling water droplets along with the rising air, it creates a lightning and sound. It is this event that we call it thunderstorm. If a storm is accompanied by a lightning, we must take the following precautions. For example, you do not have to take the shelter below the tree. If you are in a forest, take the shelter under a small tree. Do not lie on the ground. Do not take shelter under an umbrella with a metallic end. You do not have to sit near a window. Open garages, storage sheds, metal sheds, they are not the safe place to take the shelter. A car or a bus is a safe place to take a shelter. If you are in a water, get out and go inside the building. And next topic is how a thunderstorm becomes a cyclone. So before the cloud formation, water takes up heat from the atmosphere to change into the vapor. So when the water vapor changes back to liquid form as raindrops, this heat is released into the atmosphere. The heat released to the atmosphere, it warms the air around. the air tends to rise and causes a drop in pressure. Therefore, the more air rushes to the center of the storm, the cycle is repeated. The chain of events ends with the formation of a very low pressure system with a high speed winds revolving around it. It is this way the condition that we call it a cyclone. Factors like wind speed, wind direction, temperature and humidity, they all contribute to the development of cyclone. How is the structure of cyclone? The center of the cyclone, it is a very calm area. It is called the eye of cyclone. A large cyclone is violently rotating mass of air into the atmosphere around 10 to 15 km high, and the diameter varies from 10 to 30 km. It is a region free clouds and has a light winds. Around this calm and clear eye, there is a cloud region of about 150 km in size, and in this region there are the high speed winds and thick clouds with a heavy rain. Away from this region, the speed gradually decreases. The formation of cyclone, it is a very complex process, and its model is shown in the figure 8.11. What is the destruction caused by cyclones? Cyclones can be destructive. Strong winds push the water towards the shore even if the storm is hundreds of kilometers away. These are the first indications of approaching a cyclone, and the water waves that are produced by the wind are so powerful that a person cannot overcome them. The low pressure in the eye lifts the water surface in the center. The rising water may be as high as 3 to 12 meters. It appears like water wall that is moving towards the shore. As a result, the sea water enters the low-lying coastal areas and it causing a severe damage to loss of life and property both. It reduces also the fertility of the soil. It continuous heavy rainfall may worsen the flood situation also. High speed that is accompanied by a cyclone, it can damage the houses, telephones and other communication systems, trees, etc., and it causing a tremendous loss of life and property. A cyclone is known by different names in different parts of world. For example, it is called a hurricane in the American continent. In Philippines and Japan, it is called the typhoon. So in the different region, it is called by a different name. Next is tornadoes. In our country, they are not very frequent. See this figure. A tornado is a dark funnel shaped cloud that reaches from the sky to the ground, and they are mostly weak. A violent tornado can travel at the speed of about 300 km per hour, and tornadoes may form within the cyclones. The whole coastline of India is vulnerable to cyclones, particularly the east coast. The west coast of India is less vulnerable to the cyclonic storms, both in terms of intensity and the frequency. What are the effective safety measures? A cyclone forecast and warning service, rapid communication of warnings to the government agencies, the ports, fishermen, in construction of the cyclone shelters in the cyclone prone areas, and administrative arrangement for moving the people fast to the safer places. So we have learned that all the storms are low pressure system. Wind speed play an important role in the formation of storms. It is therefore very important to measure the wind speed. The instrument that measures the wind speed, that is called the anemometer. It is shown in the figure. What are the actions on the part of the people? So we should not ignore the warnings that are instructed by the meteorological department through radio, TV or newspapers. We should make necessary arrangements to shift the essential household goods, domestic animals and vehicles to the safer places. Avoid driving on roads standing in water, as floods may damage the roads. And keep ready the phone numbers of all the emergency services like police, fire brigade and medical centers. So if you are staying in a cyclone hit area, what are some other precautions we have to take? So you do not have to drink water that could be contaminated. Always store the drinking water for emergencies. Do not touch wet switch and fallen power lines. We do not have to just go out for the sake of fun. And you do not have to pressurize the rescue force by making undue demands. And cooperate and help the neighbors and friends. Advanced technology has helped these days. We are better protected. In the earlier part of the century, coastal residents, they may have less than a day to prepare or to evacuate their homes from the ongoing cyclone. The world today is very different. Thanks to the satellites and the radars, a cyclone alert or a cyclone watch that is issued 48 hours in advance of any unexpected storm, and a cyclone warning is issued 24 hours in advance. The message is broadcast every hour or half an hour when a cyclone is near the coast. So several national and international organizations also cooperate to monitor the cyclone related disasters. So these are the advanced technology that has helped the human beings. Now read this chapter from textbook.